Yeah, I'm thanking God, first of all, for this opportunity in this moment to have a great group of guys that come in here and no one know what we're going to do but us, to battle, fight, scratch all year long, and to battle through injuries and adversity, and to be here today with the same situation that we had last year, and to get the win. Man, I'm very proud, emotional in a great way on getting a championship and hanging a banner at the Lower Walton facility.
All right, if you would raise your hand if you have a question, and please identify yourself and your outlet. We'll start on the left right here.
Christian Fowler, Bluff City Media. For all three of you guys, so the semifinal and final game, you get to play the two teams that swept you in the regular season. What's the feeling to kind of get revenge on the biggest stage against those teams?
This is just something that we wanted. We didn't want it any other way. We wanted to play the guys and play against the toughest teams that handle business in the regular season. But we had to come out and just show that we were much better and that we made a lot of adjustments coming into this way. So we wouldn't want it any other way. We most definitely wanted to play those two teams, and we made sure that we handle business, listening to Coach.
You got that, KD? You want?
Yeah, man. Coach coached us hard after the buzzer beater. You know, he was on our necks, and we just had to respond like all year. We lost a couple games like that, and we always responded. And just so happened, we knew a team can't beat us 3 times in a row. You know, that's a no-go. And Coach made it clear we the better team, and we showed it.
Yeah, for me on that question, because I think DeAndre just got here, to have the road that we had, you know, the way that we played against UCF, that was going to be a tough game. Tulane had this confidence over us because they beat us twice. And then Houston obviously beat us twice, buzzer beater at our place. We played a tough game there. To give us that road and to go through that road and win, it just shows how special this team is. You know, we couldn't have asked for a better road. You know, barely win against UCF at home, lose at the buzzer beater and get swept by Houston, and then get beat twice by Tulane. And to have those same teams in this tournament, it was a tough road, but it was definitely rewarding. Dre talked about us playing against two teams that swept us during the season in the tournament.
Oh yeah, those teams, man, they played their heart out. We their championship game, so they came out there and got, you know, gutsy wins on us. But like Coach said, just to come back and go through that road again and get those wins is humongous for the city and for the fans, man. I'm real happy.
All right, right down in the front right here.
Davis, Tri-State Defender. Hey, Penny, you won a state championship, you won an NIT championship, now you won a conference championship, first one in 10 years for the Memphis. How did these emotions compare to those two others?
Man, you know, the ones in high school was so near and dear to my heart because those were for Desmond. You know, I met that group at a very early age. The NIT championship was bittersweet because we wanted to make the NCAA tournament, and then we went to the NIT and took care of business. And this one is so rewarding because of the road that we've had to go through and the injuries and the guys that we lost, that everybody just counted us out when we lost the guys that we lost before the season started, and they didn't know which direction this team was going to go. And now we're here and we're champions, and it's very rewarding.
Right here on the left.
Mark Giannotto, the Commercial Appeal. I got 2 questions, one for Penny, one for Kendric. Penny, first, you're talking about the road. Do you think at all about, like, the totality of this, the 5 years, like all the stuff that you've had to overcome, the stuff, you know, you talked about the NIT, there's the extracurricular stuff that you made it through. Do you think about that at all in a moment like this, or?
Absolutely. You think about all the hard times that you had to go through, you know, just to fight and scratch. I came in right out of the gate saying that we were going to be NCAA champions. I wanted to be an NCAA champion. But first you have to start with conference. And I surpassed the conference part of it and was like, we're going to be national champions. So, you know, I hold myself to a high standard when it comes to coaching because there's a lot on my back, being from the city, and this thing coming full circle and being a player at the university, so I want to do really well. And when we're failing, it really bothers me. And right now I'm going to definitely have fun and enjoy this because I've learned to do that along the way.
Kendric, you talked about part of why you came here. You wanted to go to the NCAA tournament. I know you guys probably had a good idea you were going to be there, but you are officially going to play in the NCAA tournament. How does it feel?
It feels great, man. I want to be a part of, what I seen Coach building. I had long nights questioning, would I ever get there? Being at SMU is hard. You got to go through Memphis and you got to go through Houston. And I knew that. And, man, I just wanted to be a part of what they was doing. I seen Alo, Dre, and they was dogs. And then I seen Coach Penny, and I already knew his story and where he came from. And I just wanted to be a part of that. And he told me, man, we trying to win championships just like you are, and we sitting here today.
All right, we're on the front right.
Colin Cody, News Channel 3 in Memphis. Two questions for all the players and Coach Penny. Coach, for you, do you think you guys feel disrespected having to sit and wait and find out that you were the 8th seed?
I wouldn't say disrespected. That's just that's just the way Memphis has been treated, and we're fighting hard right now to make sure that we're one of the teams that they know about, and you got to go win. And the way that you combat that is you have to win. You have to go and you have to fight and you have to win. And you win, they give you the respect. And, yeah, we waited there, but we knew that we were in. We were champions. It was a much easier wait than last year. We missed it last year. But we used it all as motivation. We felt like we were a top 25 team all year. And we had some injuries and obviously lost some games. But I like us having that edge and that chip on our shoulders because, this is how they've always treated us.
And for Alo and DeAndre, obviously you guys have experienced this before, but for KD, first time, what was going through your mind?
Man, it finally happened. We didn't get it done in the regular season like we wanted to. So it was kind of set up for us to get it done here. We had lost to Tulane twice, lost to Houston. I remember Memphis beating Houston twice last year, and after they beat us, I was like, I don't know if they're going to get them 3 times, And it was set up for us, and we just got it done.
Back in the left.
Did you have anything for
Well, I just wanted to know what was the moment like for y'all since you had already experienced it?
That's what we came back for. This is my 5th year here. We experienced some March Madness already, but there was a lot of unfinished business in the NCAA tournament. Memphis has a lot of great history in March Madness, and the only goal was to get back and do something special when we get there. So it's very surreal to be back. That's the goal. We're not finished, but this is just all part of the plan. This is, this was expected from us. This is the standard. It's just the Memphis way. It's always been a prestigious program with the basketball. So it's just the way and this expectations. We got a lot more to go. We most definitely not satisfied.
Back in the left.
Yeah, Jeff Calkins from the Daily Memphian. I have one for Penny and then one for Kendric. You talked about the road, Penny, and you look at the road that all these guys traveled to. Does that make it sweeter or harder, or what you learn? What is that? What is it like having been through this 5-year road and seeing the road these guys have traveled?
Yeah, when I look at these guys, I go, basketball isn't hard. Our lives, all 4 of us up here, our lives have been very hard, and we persevered through everything. And that's what makes this even sweeter because we're getting the rewards of our hard work that we put in for so many years. But it's bigger than basketball with all these guys. When I see us win, we're not just winning for basketball and winning for the school and the city. It's what we've had to endure, growing up, and then now to be able to celebrate. It feels good to be able to celebrate that.
And then for Katie, at the end there, you went and you got Penny because you wanted a picture with Penny and the trophy. Why was that important to you to get that?
You always go as your leader go, Some days we used to go in the gym like, man, why he on us so hard, And I used to always tell myself, I haven't won a championship, so I really don't know what it takes, And I knew he knew, but I just was like, we all can say it. Like, we'd be like, man, coach on us hard. And they'll come in the locker room like, coach on 10 today, so be on all. So, anytime we go through that, me and coach done had our head-to-heads, that's just part of the process. And, man, it just reminded me of when he called me the day one when I got in the portal, and he told me this would happen, and it happened.
Right down here on the left.
Jason Munns with the Commercial Appeal. Penny, what did you say to Alo when you got to it after it was over with? What was the first thing you said to him?
Yeah, it was emotional because, Alo lost his grandmother. We lost Dez. We lost George. We lost 2 players that played with him in middle school that was with us along the way. We were doing this for all of them, and we got emotional because we're used to winning championships. And I told him we've lost our winning ways by not taking care of business during games like this. Like, we had plenty of opportunities in Orlando. We lost the last second shot to Seton Hall. We're used to winning championships. Then you come back and have Houston twice. We don't take advantage of that. Then we had at Alabama. We usually win those games. We just grit it out, and to finally get back to our winning ways, it feels good.
Did you say anything?
Yeah, we
What'd
both
you
was
say?
on the same page. Once it was that feeling again, felt like how it was back in the day once we won the state. It was just, we did it for our loved ones, like you said, for my grandma, for Coach Dez, for my old teammates. Man, it's just felt like everything we've been doing, we know they'll be proud of us. And it's just a lot of emotions going on with that. We still doing it for them, but we know they're proud, and we know that they'll be right here with us along the way. So we're gonna carry them right on our shoulders, and we're gonna make sure that we acknowledge it every time. Everything we do, we're gonna bring them with us, and just keep acknowledging it.
Parth Upadhyay, Daily Memphian. Penny, I got 2 questions for you. First being, I think it was about a month ago when y'all lost to Tulane, and there was talks about this team might not make the tournament at all, the NCAA tournament. What did it take in that 4 or 5 week span to turn that around into what we saw in this tournament, looking like one of the best teams in the country?
Yeah, that was a really bad loss for us at home. It was a great momentum win for them because they were right there with us, and that pushed them into second place. Now they own us with a sweep, and it definitely was a bad loss. So what it took for us was to look in the mirror and say, hey, man, we're better than this. Even though we don't have our entire crew out here on the floor, the guys that are lacing up, we have to compete on every possession so that we don't let this happen again. And, man, we just put our foot down. Obviously, we lost to the #1 overall team 2 times in that span after that. But everybody else, we took care of business, and then it got to this point. But, yeah, that loss was tough. And it was looking like we were first 4 out type of situation. And we knew we didn't want that. We didn't want to get back into that same scenario.
And you talk about the pressure of representing the city of Memphis. It seemed like at times this season the buzz was at a low, in terms of your previous years. And, with that loss to Tulane and other losses, it seemed like people were kind of checking in and out. Do you feel that? Is there pressure when you kind of see people maybe, kind of checking out, like I said?
No, because it's expected. It's been that way my whole entire life. Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to agree. Everybody has an opinion and has the right to their own opinion. So I don't really buy into that. I really just push myself for greatness every single day. And that's why I put so much pressure on myself to try to win championships.
Coach,
On the right.
Coach, it's been 10 years since the university has had this type of buzz and feeling around it. How long do you enjoy it, and how soon do you start preparing for FAU?
I'm going to enjoy this today, but I'll start preparing for FAU today as well. But I'm going to enjoy this. I am. I'm serious. I know this sounds weird, but I'm going to enjoy this with the guys because, man, it's hard to win on this level, and championships are meant to be celebrated, and we're going to celebrate this.
Terry Davis, Tri-State defender. I got one
On the
question.
right.
KD first, and then DeAndre. KD, after that final horn sounded, it took you a minute to get back. Walk us through the emotion of that finally hearing that buzzer sound and your emotions.
I think I said, man, just it's hard. It's hard to win at this level for real, man. It's hard. And the previous 2-3 years, I keep saying it, man. I had to go through Alo and coach, and that ain't easy. Like, it ain't. And we was almost there last year, but they got us, and then we had to watch them get in the tournament, And then the year before last, we was in the NIT with them, and they won it. And it's like, man, like, will it ever happen for me, And I came back to college to see could it happen for me. And I want to come somewhere where winning is normal, And I joined these dudes, man, and they all warriors. I mean, Alo, probably 75%. And he go out there today and have a big game, and that's what, Memphis about. We don't lay down to nobody, and he showed it.
No, before during the tournament, you said you was focused on one game at a time. Did you get the chance to enjoy this ride right here? Are you going to take this one day and enjoy it, or are you still focused on that one step, one step, one step.
Well, I'm gonna definitely take time to enjoy this. We know when the NCAA tournament come around, we're gonna have to lock back in on one day at a time. But this is an amazing experience with my brothers, with my coach, and I'm gonna enjoy it today for sure.
Right here on the left.
This is for everybody. What do you know about FAU?
You can start down there.
I've seen them play in the conference championship, won a couple games in the conference these last couple of days, and they're a good team. They play hard. They 30-3. They've been winning games, so they got accustomed to winning this year, and they know their roles there. So it's gonna be a good fun matchup. But I mean, that's a good program that's been winning a lot of games. They have 30 wins. I don't know how many teams in the country have that. So we're most definitely gonna be prepared. But I know a little bit about them. They winners this season.
For me, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know anything about them, but I know about the NCAA tournament, and anybody can be beat. And so after we enjoy the day, on the win and championship, we're gonna get back to the drawing board and watch film and see how they work.
Back on the left.
They got to finish. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know too much about them. I know they was ranked at the beginning of the year, and anytime you rank, I mean you're good. And they only lost 3 games this year. They won 30, so I mean they're a good team, and we just got to be ready because I know they will.
Yeah, for me, I haven't watched them much. I just know that, like everyone else said, anytime you win 30 games, you have to win non-conference. And then they dominated conference, and, I saw them beat UAB. UAB is a really good team. So they beat some good teams pretty badly all year, so we know that they're going to be for real. And once we get to watch film, we'll come up with a game plan and be ready for war.
Jeff Calkins from the Daily Memphis for ALO. That massive steal when Houston was making their push and your celebration, I guess I'll call it, afterwards. What was going through your mind at that point, both the steal and the celebration?
I mean, in that moment, it was just, an out-of-body experience. I was just feeling free. So if you want to know what I said, I told them, I got big nuts, and I held them because that's truth. And I know it might have been unprofessional in the moment, but it's just something that, that I had to let out. I got a lot of emotions that I don't let out, so there was just one in that moment. So, hopefully in March Madness, we'll get a part 2 of that.
All right, on that note, we're going to go to the Zoom call.
On the Zoom, we'll start with Action News 5, please, in Memphis.
Hey, Penny, congrats, man. So obviously, you guys win this game this year that you didn't last year, but it's 2 years in a row that you guys are going into the tournament, playing really good basketball, probably the best you had the entire year. But how much different does this year feel compared to last?
Oh, man, it's 180, to be very honest with you, because we didn't know where we were going to be seated. We were fighting really hard. We knew we had to beat SMU to get, or else they were going to be in. So it was a grueling tournament. And then to have Houston for the 3rd time and losing the championship, we were in the locker room just in a daze, and we missed the selection Sunday to see where we were going to go. And then we find out we're going 3 time zones, Northwest, to go play Boise State, which was a really good team, and then have the next game be the #1 overall seed. So this year, it was definitely more, gratifying. It was better. We waited a very long time, but the wait was worth it because we were champions today, and to have this game again, man, I just thank God for the opportunity to be able to play Houston again in this championship game and be able to turn that around in our favor.
Okay, we'll knock out 2 more, please. Wes Pruitt, 4-Star Sports.
This question is for all 4 of you. When you look to the right and you see that trophy sitting there and you hear the sentence, University of Memphis, American Athletic Champions, what does that mean?
Man, that means the world to us, man. That's just the standard. That's the goal. That's something that we've been talking about since day one, especially since Kendric and DeAndre came and we knew we was going to be playing together. Coach always had the master plan for us, so that's just something that we truly wanted. It's something that hasn't been done in 10 years, so that's just a very surreal moment, and it's just something that's going to live on through the Memphis history forever.
Yeah, basically, to piggyback off what General just said, and the journey was amazing. Just to see that trophy right there is surreal. And with these guys right here, man, I couldn't dream of nothing better. But just to, think back on all the hard work and practice and, off season, everything, it's amazing, man. I just thank the man above for giving us this opportunity.
Yeah, like this the reason why I came here. Nothing less than championships. We don't settle for first, second. We was mad by getting second place. So, I mean, anytime you play for a coach who's used to hanging banners, who's a Hall of Famer, I mean, excellence is the standard. And we want to leave here with something we can come back 20 years down the line and say we did that. And Coach always said it, championships kills everything. And I know I'll be able to show my kid this, and it's something I'll be able to see when I come back and visit the university.
Yeah, for me, it's just the hard work that we put in for 5 years, aiming for championships, and now we have one.
Okay, last one from Dan Tortora, please.
I have a question for Coach and the student athletes. Coach, kind of going off of what you just said, dreams realized, coming here a few years ago, returning back to a place to call home, and just what it is for you to have dreams.
And what it is for me to have what?
What it is for you to have your dream realized, and then to the student athletes, just what your favorite part about having Penny as your leader is.
Yeah, for me, it's all about dreaming, but, I've had the reality of getting championship trophies, so I've been there before. And I knew with the right guys, like the guys up here and the guys in that locker room, that we could put a culture together, something special to win championships, and man, now we're a champion. No one can take that away from us, fellas.
Oh yeah, it's just a small part of the dream coming true. Obviously it's a dream to get to the tournament, but it was a dream to get to the conference tournament first. There's steps to it, and that's the first part, and we handled that. So we're very happy, but we still dreaming. We got something else to do.
Oh yeah, man. When your dreams come true, man, that's amazing. Like I just said earlier, man, I just thank the man above for putting us in this situation to be able to, bring a championship back to the city, man. We worked so hard to do this and to actually see it happen, and it's amazing. And I'm so happy for us and the city.
Yeah, start with the city, man. I know we had a rough time with, Tyree. Everybody know that situation, and sometimes the city get, a bad spotlight. So Coach always tell us, we the city's hope, and we were able to say we did it for the city. And Memphis is like a second home to me. It's really, man, they embraced me since day one. So most importantly, man, I'm glad to make the city happy. Coach I always talk about the city, making the city happy, playing hard for the city, and can't too many teams say they get to play for a city. You play for a university, but we play for a city, and I'm glad to say that, they can remember this.